So then, One Punch Man, 130 and 131, Tatsumaki full power, and whatever the top of 131 is. Sorry I'm late, but quarantine, am I right? No, it's not an excuse. I've got something to talk about quickly first, but I'll leave time codes now, so if you just want to skip to different parts of the review, or yeah, it's there for you at least. Recently, Shonen Jump have announced that they are doing the Tezuka Award worldwide. So a quick rundown, the Tezuka Award is like a award that normally goes to up-and-coming creators. So they, most like well-known mangaka, like at least in some regard, have something equivalent to a Tezuka Award, but it's in particular for Shonen Jump. And what they're doing is, for the 100th, this is the 100th time they've done it, there's a special, they're going worldwide for it. So what they're doing is, so anyone can participate, it doesn't matter like where you're from, as long as you've got an idea. The judges for it are the authors of Dragon Ball, Toriyama, Oda One Piece, Horikoshi My Hero, Inoue from Blue Exorcist, and I can't remember the other names, but the ones from Slam Dunk and what was the other one? Various authors and artists are judging it. So if you are a creator of any kind and you've wanted the chance, there you go. This is a good chance. If you win, you get published in Shonen Jump. You get like a, you know, you get a cash prize, and obviously like there's a lot of people entering, so chances are slim. But it's also a great way to see the kind of work that's out there. I fully recommend it if you're a creator. Give it a go. Get to work, because you've got, I think, until September 1st. I'll leave a link in the description. I read it, I was like, this is super interesting. And if there's anyone I could maybe influence to do this, then go for it. Any case, now that we're talking about other people's work, One Punch Man 130, Tatsumaki Full Power was good chapter. Overall, we're going to do this thing, Matt, where you overall don't have much to say about it, and then you actually go on for too long about it. But when I say I don't have much to say about it, I mean more along the sense of Tatsumaki, there's not like, oh wow, look at me, I can dissect this bit, but there's things I can talk about. So obviously we start off with Tatsumaki rescuing all the various heroes, getting people out there. It's kind of, the whole point of this bit, more than anything, is to separate people, so it's almost like when we can expect people to come out of this, like when we can expect to see people next, right? So we've got people who are buried deeper than others, and people obviously who are out there, and like the way they set it up is very much like, okay, I can kind of guess the order. I think I predict the order that people are going to show up. So, any case, heroes get rescued. Not too much to say about this, only a couple I want to talk about. Really, first of all, Puri, who is like, oh, angel glow, wow, this is amazing. And then he's like, then he thinks he's flying on his own. I swear, because of how much they get, like, they reference Puri with flight, they give him angel wings, and they give him, and they give him like this idea of flying a lot, and he jumps around a lot. I think Puri, by the end of it, due to monsterization or limiters or whatever, he's gonna get angel wings. I swear Puri's gonna be able to fly one time. I don't know what's gonna happen. He's gonna jump out a window or be like, angel float, and then like it's gonna happen. And then, but we also learn where he keeps his his communicator. Why? Why there? Wear some clothes. The other one I want to talk about is Zombie Man, because as we learn through Zombie Man that it's actually the communicators that Tatsumaki's tracking, not through like psychic energy or anything like that. It's purely through that. So really, I think obviously with Zombie Man being down there, it's setting up for him to come on the save for someone. So say for example, like, I'm kind of favouring generals to fight Homeless Emperor at this point, just because of the energy blasts more than anything. Just because the amount, I'll go quickly into generals, the amount of cannons he has now is ridiculous. It's cool, it's just really, like, okay, this is too much. His final form is just gonna, like, end of series generals, he's just gonna have energy arms at this rate, because he just constantly has, like, cannons everywhere. So I personally think that I can see Homeless Emperor, just because, like I said, the energy beam clash. Whereas generals could obviously put up a good fight against him, and they also establish that that Homeless Emperor is an average person apart from his abilities. He doesn't have like an above average body or anything. He can still get hurt like a regular person. It's just getting past the energy. So I could really see it if generals just give like his all out against Homeless Emperor. Homeless Emperor overpowers him, all of a sudden, bam, 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 and then like just a couple bullets through the chest and Homeless Emperor goes down because Zombie Man showed up for the save. I could see that kind of thing, like he's definitely going to come in for the save on someone. Homeless Emperor makes the most sense, especially because he's out of like his most powerful attacks. He said like his strongest gun couldn't work on him, but he's got other weapons apart from that, so I'll be interested to see how Zombie Man does it really. Other person to talk about would be Atomic Samurai. Oh boy! Now, I have mixed feelings about this, because first of all, let's be honest, the Atomic Slash was sick. It was very cool. It was like classic, awesome moment of Atomic Samurai where only like looking back at it again, I noticed that he actually like when Black Sperm is in Ghost with a punch, he goes, and then as he goes later, he's like, and like he sliced him up. I can't deny that. It's just what he said. It was like, oh, I guess this is a draw. We'll see each other later. Farewell, special blade testing monster. Atomic, you were losing that fight. There's no way you were coming out of that on top. It reminds me of an episode of Pokemon, right? The original series, I saw it like a few years ago, and I will never forget this, because here's the thing, Ash wasn't a very good trainer, and he fights this guy on the SSN, and it's one of the few times Ash is actually doing really well as a trainer. He's fighting he's got his Butterfree, and he's fighting a Raticate, and Ash is about to win the fight, and like, the trainer goes, stop it, stop. He grabs the Raticate and he goes, we'll call it a draw, and walks away. That's not how it works. You were gonna lose, you quit. You forfeited. Like, that's not it. Like, I don't know if Atomic didn't forfeit, but there was no, he lost. I'm sorry, Atomic, but you lost that fight. Any case, we then also get to see Tatsumaki go all out. Which was amazing. Like, just beautiful art by Murata, where he goes on to, where she's like, oh, so I guess you won't go all out. And obviously the whole monster association just lifts up into the sky. Like, amazing art by Murata, of course. Like, he's knocked it out of the park again. I say it every time, but he's just so good. It looks amazing, and Z City is destroyed. So with Z City being destroyed, I thought about this a couple of days ago. We've got who lives in Z City? Who doesn't have a house anymore? Who might we see for the first time actually angry because someone destroyed his house? And obviously the art is amazing, but one of my favourite things to really show how big the Monster Association is that shot from the very top of the Monster Association, where obviously, like, you know, and it's clear obviously it's a big building, that obviously, you know, skyscrapers and other tall apartment buildings are like swallowed up by this, you know, and it took me, it was only when I was reading it again when I saw Tatsumaki emerge from a building, I thought, oh, that's probably one from the ground. No, it's one near the top of the building, because it's just that massive. But another thing I think I really like about it is, from the top, you see the curvature of the earth. Like, that's how big this building is. It's just cool. It's cool to see that kind of stuff. Any case, of course, before I forget, we see King and Tario, they're out of there now, and Genos is with them. And, like, King once again got lucky. Not much to say on this. It was just like, just little touches. Well, I say little touches, but like watching Tario was quite good too, because also like the moment he sees Genos, he's not like, who's this guy? He's like, oh my god, it's Demon Cyborg. Like, you see it in his face. Obviously Genos has this massive cannons, blasts Orochi, so technically Genos has beaten Orochi, which is a weird thing to think about, but he has. Tatsumaki emerges, and she's looking good. The sunset is, like, we all agree the sunset was a bit, you know what I mean. And then of course, oh my god, Psycho Orochi's entrance was perfect because the fire beams shoot out, and then they spiral up, and out she comes, and like the fight's about to begin, except it doesn't begin. Oh, and Saitama and Flashy were locked down there too, and I thought originally that Flashy had maybe gotten out because we didn't see Flashy down there with Saitama and Monaco, but then turns out they're all there together, as we learn in the next chapter. Because we go straight into 131. Won't Lose was the name of this chapter. I did not expect this chapter to be what it was. I'm guessing next time I'm going to Tatsumaki, but it's just, hey, he's back, and they're all back. Okay. And, oh dear. So where do we, let's start with the beginning. Metal Bat showed up, and I was just content with him sitting in his hospital bed, watch everything going on, and I was like, right, okay, this is going to be cool. He's going to show up, like, this is a nice little cutaway just to see what everyone else is doing during this time, their reactions, similar to what, I know they did it more in the anime when obviously everything went down, but the Monster Associate, when Boros invaded, and it's cutting to everyone, like, everyone's reactions and stuff, like, oh, what's going on here and there. But this kind of, I think, is, if it's like that, then we're seeing the world react to it, and we're kind of getting to the, obviously, if it wasn't obvious, we're getting to the final moments of the, well, not in the final moments of the association arc, but the second half is there now. Like, you know, we're getting to this big moment where the scenery's changed, we're there, and Metal Bat's watching it with Zenko, and she's getting worried. It's like, don't worry, heroes never lose. And then out of nowhere, like, you see him reach for the bag, throw it out the window, and he's like, I'm just going to the toilet, I'll be back. And now Metal Bat's in the battle. Okay, that's cool. It's very cool. I'm happy to see him back. Yes, I love me some Metal Bat. Here's the thing though about Metal Bat. First of all, I don't know whether this was a tribute to Togashi, who is the author of Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho, but there's that panel, of course, where he's like, heroes never lose, and he's looking up. It's drawn very simplistically, and it looks nice, but I know Togashi does a lot of that stuff, obviously, because of, like, you know, the kind of character that Metal Bat is, in comparison to, like, a character like Yusuke. I feel like that's a kind of tribute there. But, of course, a couple of things about Metal Bat coming back. First of all, like I said, it's sick he's coming back. He's going in with the intention of going for round 2 with Garo. Please don't, Metal Bat. You will die. Garo has grown a lot since then, and I imagine Metal Bat could get a couple good hits in, but the thing is, Metal Bat is also not in a situation where he's at an appropriate point to fight. You know, like, he can't fight against, like, I don't think he can, I don't see him taking on any executives, is basically what I'm thinking. Because I spoke to the people that are like, yo, Metal Bat's gonna wreck. I'm like, no, he's not. He's really badly beaten. He's going to be a great support. Like, he's going to come in and he's going to have a sick attack. I feel like that's going to happen. He's going to come in and just have, like, a sick thrash moment, you know? But I just don't think he's going to take down an executive. I can't see that happening, you know? In fact, the one I said this before when I was talking about Darkshine. I thought this would be, like, post Monster Association, but this could actually happen right now. As if, like, and one of the monsters attacks Darkshine, Metal Bat shows up, holds him off a little, and then he's like, Darkshine, how are you playing it? And they have this moment where, you know, obviously, because Darkshine has no fighting spirit at the moment, Metal Bat's all about the fighting spirit. I think that'd be a great moment for those two to have, well, like, you know, to get Darkshine back into it and get him on progress, so, like, he can try and become this, like, an actual hero, not just someone who wanted a competition, you know. Or at least get his priorities straight. Metal Bat can help him out, because Metal Bat would probably try and fight, and whereas Darkshine wouldn't, despite the fact that Metal Bat is in a worse situation, and maybe it's about protecting someone and, like, having someone to protect, just like Metal Bat's with Zenko. So when he sees, like, this guy who's doing everything he can, despite the fact that he's really badly beaten and is probably going to go down very soon, like, Metal Bat is going to do that. Like, that's when Darkshine will step up, and they could actually to see a moment where, like, Darkshine tanks a hit from someone and Metal Bat just goes BAM! Obviously, this is all ideas in my head, no proof, but that'd be pretty cool. However, Metal Bat is not the only legend on the move, because we cut to a hospital bed and there's a lovely note written by a certain Moomin Rider who just says, thank you. He's such a good guy. There's nothing like note to say. I just love him because he's such a good guy. He says, thank you very much for looking after me. However, I feel like there's going to be people who need this bed more. I'll be on the move now. You know, best of luck, Moomin Rider. He's at the bike rack, gets his bike out. All of a sudden, his buddy Tank Top Master's there for him. And then they have this really good moment where like, Tank Top Master's going up to him, he's like, you know, you can't do a lot, right? I don't know what you can do with body code bruises. And he's like, I can't exterminate monsters. I'm not going to do that. But if I can lend any sort of help, I will go and help however I can. And then Tank Top Master's like, and then we also get some growth, and like, it's just nice, obviously, because Moomin Rider's doing his Moomin Rider thing, being a true hero. And then like, Tank Top Master actually is like, you know what, you're sick. And I love this moment. It's so good because Tank Top Master, first of all, is like, first of all, we're starting to see some character growth from Tank Top Master, because he's like, well, after my recent losses, Tatsumaki, Metal Knight, Garo, you know, I realised that I myself have to work from the beginning again. And, you know, whilst I can't, you know, well, I'm not good enough to fight monsters as well, but hey, I'll help out however I can. And then they have this great, and obviously, and then Moon Rider goes on to say that, like, you know, having an S-Class hero is of great help to someone like me. And then, of course, it's great, first of all, great to see Tank Top Master recognise Moomin. He says it in the most confusing way. I'm going to have to pull this up because I can't remember off the top of my head. What is he says? You are already wearing a tank top on your heart. You are a great tank topper. Hero rankings are nothing more than decorations next to the fact of whether someone is wearing a tank top or not. So this alone is like, well, first of all, like I said, it's great to see that other people recognise Moomin Rider. You know, Moomin Rider as a true hero, like Saitama did. Tank Top Master does as well. It's so good to see that. I want to know so much about the lore of the tank top now. Genuinely, because the fact is, it's not just like a ridiculous thing, like this ridiculous faction, like to the point where the tank top, I say the tank top lore because the way Tank Top Master, like, describes someone with a tank top is someone who is a true hero. Someone who is, like, who represents what it is to be real. Like, you know, there's like, rank doesn't matter compared to the tank top. Like, tank top to him is so symbolic of being a real hero that I want to know more about tank top and the tank top faction and, like, the tank top, like, basically, the tank top lore. And this is something that's so good about one of Murata's, like, writing, is more than anything that, like, the fact is, I know in other series, they'll go, like, someone will say something like, oh, it's not like it was in the past, and then someone will go, don't bring up the past, to try and make you go, like, oh, wow, I want to know more about the past. But the way that they write these characters, you want to know more about this. I want to know more about, like, Tank Top Master, just because of the way he describes the tank top. He describes it with such passion, and the way he describes it is, like, his ideal of heroism. I really want to see this tank top backstory, hopefully we get it one day, where we learn why Tank Top Master values the tank top so much, and why it means so much for him for an idea of heroism. I think that could be super cool stuff, and it's just great. It's so good. I love this bit so much because I'm immediately just want to know more about these characters, and oh man, see, this is such a good series. Because then follows shortly afterwards, after they go riding on in their, like, little, like, their justice pose, they can have some sick combo moves. Hey, if Moon Rider just pedals as fast as he can, and then, like, Tank Top Master just, like, holds his arms out, they're just gonna clothesline every monster on the way. It'll be sick. As it goes on, though, the Tank Top faction are getting a tour. See, this is also as well because they're like, you know, does this represent what the Tank Top truly is? When, like, they're looking at the whole, and then Tank Top Girl shows up and just drags them all away, and then they think the Master's left them behind. And then we meet me, I'm in the story, we've got bloody Tank Top Professor. I always wondered what hero I'd be. Turns out I'm definitely him because I overanalyze everything, like the Tank Top lore, because he literally goes, don't you see? Look at this, look at Master's latest tank top. It shows, watch my back and follow me, and they're like, how could we be so stupid? It's such a good moment. It was so funny. I need to stop it because my battery's on red. Any case, as it goes on, we next cut to the Blizzard Group, and the Blizzard Group are having to face their own defeat, just kind of like Tank Top Master did, and the Tank Toppers did, and they're like, their defeat was at the hands of Tatsumaki being called useless, and they've got proof they're not useless, they want to be useful to Fubuki, so the next thing, boom, we can't sit around, we're going out there too, and you just see, and then all of a sudden, Snek and Max are there, and like, look, we can't hold back, we've got to go there too. Everyone is doing what they can. This was kind of like, if the martial artists got involved as well, this would feel like a proper, like, finale moment, to be honest, in One Punch Man, if, like, everyone was showing up for this final battle. But the martial arts aren't ready. But we'll get onto that in a sec. But I just love seeing the heroes actually show up and be heroes, because a lot of heroes, I think, in the past have shown themselves to be, like they're heroes, but tend to have, like, ulterior motives to it, so, like, whether it's revenge, or fame, or glory, or, you know, stuff like that, whereas I like these moments where, like, heroes get to show themselves be heroes. Like, it was obviously stuff like Moomin Rider, and a Deep Sea King, Snek and Max at the martial arts tournament, you know, like, where they have to step up, even if they can do anything to help, they're going to help, you know, just to prove themselves, to prove that people wrong who are trying to put them down, because a real hero gets back up and does what's right, even if the odds are insurmountable. Just like Moomin Rider, just like all these heroes, just like Saitama, like, you know, I know Saitama seems like an odd one, but he is. And the martial artists there, like I said, and they're ready to go. They're like, we've got to show our resolve as martial artists, and then Goketsu's in their head, which I love, because all of a sudden they're scared, because their only real interaction with a monster has been an executive, a very powerful monster indeed. Like, and Goketsu was probably top tier dragon as well. Like, he was a force to be reckoned with. So with a character, like, I like that they're like, we've got to go help, and Suiryu, who's the strongest out of all of them, shows up and goes, nah guys, it sucks, we're not ready. It's terrible, but we can't help out, because there's more to being a hero than just being strong physically. It's about the inner strength and the resolve to do what's right, and we see Snek and Max at this point too, which is what's so good about it. And like he makes it clear, of course, that you know, and like I just like that moment. He's like, well, Linen, your whole thing is about, like, you know, having inner calmness, and the bells are supposed to never ring, which shows like your true strength. But they're constantly going off at the moment, and you know, just to kind of show, hey, we're not ready. We're not at a stage where we're mentally prepared to fight against them like heroes are. And I like that they've got Goketsu in their head, because like Max, they can use it as their goal, because Max's goal, as far as we know, is to become as strong as Deep Sea King, to be able to beat Deep Sea King. When he gets Suiryu, he was like, my true opponent is Deep Sea King. Like, he's got a goal, and they can use that in the future as like that, and of course it works well because Max is a martial artist, so if they want to become heroes, like Suiryu said, I want to become a hero now, is like, he's got a goal. Like, they've all got their goals. Like, for the most of the martial artists, I imagine it's going to be Goketsu, you know, to be able to stand up to a monster like that. Whereas Suiryu's, it's going to be, you know, Saitama to stand on the same level of a hero of that caliber. You know, it's going to be something like that, I think. Let's see, but it was just great seeing all the heroes in action, like, differences between heroes and martial arts, but showing what everyone is doing at this point, because I imagine stuff's really going to go down, but, like, we've got the heroes there for support where we need them to. Heroes are doing what they can, it's good. Weirdly enough, we don't see, actually, now that I think about it, any of the heroes from the squad that went after Garo, like Def Gatlin, Blam Blam, Stinger? Stinger's not there, no. No, maybe they're still recovering, of course, because Garo did, like, wreck them. But yeah, I'm surprised, like, it'd be cool to see them show up as well too. I wonder what, I guess they're just still recovering because Garo did really hit them hard, and then of course they had to get carried around from Elder Centipede, so yeah. And then we finally end the chapter with just a bit of Saitama Flashy Manako humor. That's her name, because we learn her name is Manako, and we learn that Manako's a her, because we just get some nice, like, it's some nice funny moments between the gang. Like, obviously, it's, maybe it might have like more of an impact on the story if it went the opposite way. So if we started off with Saitama and the gang, and then like we cut to Metal Bat and the rest of the heroes out there ready to do their thing, I think that might have had a bit more of an impact. But I think overall, like, the message was still given, like, heroes are on the way, you know. But we still get, it answers for us where Saitama is and what's going on, because, you know, first of all, Manako's very panicked because Saitama, like, she can't lead him to the Monster King anymore because this bath has been sealed off and she thinks she's going to die. But then all of a sudden she gets scared and her eye lights up, because that's her, like, monster ability. And she starts helping them out because Flashy is stuck. And there's some great moments where, like, where Flashy's like, we can't waste time. It's of the utmost importance that I get out of here as fast as I can. And Saitama just goes, get out then. He's like, well, I can't, I'm stuck. If I move my body, then I can't. So literally Flashy Flash can't move, and like Saitama can't go anywhere without potentially causing a landslide and killing those two. So it's a good excuse, I think, to keep him out of there. There was some I liked the eyeball light stuff, like, just, it was funny moments like that. Like, first of all, like, her flashing, like, I talk about the art in One Punch Man because obviously it's so good, but my god, just her, like, flashing the light in their faces, their reactions were so good. Just the I've never seen a more genuine reaction to a light being shined in her face. It's amazing. And then of course she's like, oh, how about this indirect lighting shines off Saitama's head, and he's like, oh, how nice, it really brings the rose. I'll kill you! And then we learn, and obviously, you know, and then she starts to help out because Saitama can't do it, and then Flash's like, you must suck at Jenga. And as she gets them out, we then see about Manako. She actually manages to get the rocks out correctly. And like, nice job, eyeball. Like, you've really got an eye for this. And I'm like, don't shut up about the eyeball. And they introduce each other as Manako goes, like, you know, so that sounds like a girl's name. Well, I am a girl. What's your hero name? What's your name then? And then he's like, okay, Kate. And then so I love Flashy, like, that whole bit was great where Saitama can't say his name because he hates it. So when it's Flashy goes, Kate Baldy, you have such a terrible name, and Manako goes like, coming from the man named Flashy Flash, it's like saying a fractured broken bone, and he shoves the rock in front of him and goes, well, I'm actually Saitama, it's nice to meet you, Manako, which actually might be pretty important. Like, see, this is what I mean on the Tank Top Professor, because I'm overanalyzing. Don't you see the importance of this? But it's mostly, when I say it's important, I mean more than anything, because for a long time, monsterification kind of means you've given in to your desires. For me, at least, this is how I interpreted it. So it's kind of like, there's no real redemption once you become a monster, because you are that now. Like, you've given yourself to your, like, temptations, your sins, your greed, like, you know, your negative desires, and you will thrive on those. And that's what it had been for a long time for me. Obviously, like, these opinions are kind of, like, altered a little, but for one burning question for me for a long time is obviously whenever Saitama and Garo fight, would Saitama kill Garo, because Saitama had personally never shown any mercy to monsters before, yet here he is building up a relationship with a monster, you know, like, not necessarily like a friendship, but at the very least, you know, he's like, hey, you're alright, you know, you're not that bad, and like, not judging them based on the fact that, oh, you're a monster, like, you're a bad guy, things like that. Which could lead to interesting stuff, especially because it's a good way to keep Garo alive after everything goes down. Because it would be a shame, of course, to see Garo die at the hands of Saitama when that fight goes down. But it was just a question, like, for me, like, well, when he monstifies, because he's going to monsterify, how's Saitama going to handle the situation? Because, you know, no one's ever, like, at that point, it was a while ago when I was thinking this, probably kind of when I started reviewing, so a couple of years now. But it kind of gives a good option for Goro to live now, because if he's like, you're not a bad guy, but it's going to take some convincing after all the stuff about the hero hunter that we've seen, which is where I'm hoping Tario comes in and goes like, listen, this mister's my hero, he saved me so many times, don't hurt him. And Saitama's going to be like, well, I'm going to hurt him, but I'm not going to kill him. So I think that could lead to something good there too. I think that's kind of the point of this, and it could lead to some more interesting stuff in the future, because I just can't see Manako dying, and it might be really sad when she dies, because if she dies, like maybe if like an executive kills her or something, I don't know. I doubt it, because especially death in One Punch Man, it's unlikely, because I thought death was a thing for a while, and then things have changed in the series where it doesn't seem to be like that. Mostly it was Jet Nice Guy when he died, and then he came back as version 2, so no one's actually really died in the series since, so I'm interested to see how things go down at least. But yes, like I said, I think good stuff. Like I don't know what it's going to mean for the future of the story. Whether like it's basically the monster relationship with humans. Are there going to be good monsters out there? Because an idea I did have a while ago was like, you know, what if someone just had like a really terrible day, and they became a monster because of it, and like they regret it because they're normally a good person, but just something really bad happened one day and it changed them for life, unfortunately, that way too, which I'd be interested to see. But in any case, I think that's kind of all I've got to say, because we're done. But what did you think of these chapters? Did you love them? Did you hate them? What are your opinions? What are your predictions for the future? Did you think next chapter, 132, we're going to see Tatsumaki versus Psychos Orochi? Because I can't think of what else we could cut to, because they've kind of done it really well. I didn't actually talk about this, where they've got everyone where they need to be under the rubble, so it's kind of like, you know, you've got so quite perfectly really, you've got the executives down there who haven't been distracted by anything, so they're probably going to make their way out quite easily, probably perfectly timed after the Orochi fight happens, and it could lead to, obviously, hopefully we should get some fresh matchups for the S-Class heroes. And then afterwards, I guess, like, maybe Zombie Man and Metal Bat and the other heroes will show up, and at that point, that's when Goro's going to show up, and we're like, yo, let's go. And then, of course, at the very end, that's when, like, maybe Flashy and Saitama will come out as well and be like, hey, how's this going? Or maybe Flashy and Saitama come out at the same time as Goro, they go their separate ways, because one thing I'd love to see is Flashy versus Goro, so maybe that fight happens, and that's, like, the final fight before Goro's monstification. Meanwhile, Saitama's going around like, oh, a monster, bam, 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 and also probably quite annoyed because of his house. Any case, what do you think of the chapters? That's what I'd like to know. What do you think is going to happen next? Love to hear your opinions on stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your patience if you had any. If you didn't, I fully understand. Trust me, I'm such a shitbag. Goodbye. Wow, how nice.